All right. Hello, everyone. This is Sarah Benoit with JB Media Institute. And I had one more update in relationship to our August 3rd digital drop-in free webinar. And this is a shout out to Armando, who asked a question at the very end of our webinar around the metric that was called engaged sessions per user. And when we were looking at what GA4 defines that stat as, it was a little confusing. So I went and did a little bit of digging to understand a little more about that particular piece of data. So essentially, that piece of data is the summation of the total number of sessions per user averaged by the total user account. And so essentially what that means is they're looking at the total number of users, right? And they're taking the total number of sessions and kind of figuring out on average how many sessions per user, engaged quote unquote sessions per user do you have. Again, I don't believe this is important as understanding how many engaged users you have, which are the people that stay longer than 10 seconds. And I don't think it's important as understanding things like time spent on site and things like that. But according to other marketers and analysts, this is a piece of data that you would look at over time. So this piece of data isn't something that you're going to want to look at once. It's something that you're going to want to look over 6 months, 12 months, or beyond. And basically what you're looking for is a trend. And essentially the higher the value, the more engaged the users on the site are. So that's like the basic overview of how this in particular works. So again, it's more of like an averaging of user behavior that shows you whether or not the site as a whole is creating more and more engagement over time. So that's why we both saw the numbers on our data were low for now, right? Under 1, they were like 0.78 or 0.24 or something of that nature. And so to me, what you're hoping is that the longer GA4 runs, the more work you do on your website for usability and for content strategy and things like that, the more you focus on calls to action and conversions, getting people to actually take action, which are the events that you're hopefully tracking, that as you do that kind of work, that you would see that number related to the engaged sessions per user. That sort of average, I guess, is kind of what it is. They say summation. I think it's not exactly the same thing, but you get the idea. You want to see that going up over time, right? Because that just tells you that people are engaging with the site more. And really, I think in essence, it's telling you that the site is more usable in a lot of ways. But anyway, if you have more questions about that, please feel free to email me and let me know. In the meantime, I hope you have a great rest of your week. And thanks so much for joining us for the Digital Drop-In.